Привет, друзья! Добрый день! Добро пожаловать на мой канал. И сегодня мы продолжаем читать мою книгу «30 дней дома». Сегодня глава номер 11. Глава номер 11, которая называется «Мы ищем маски». Welcome, my friends. Welcome to my channel. Today is day 11 or chapter 11 of my book 30 Days at Home during COVID-19. So in this story for A1 students, we are reading the text, translating the text, we're learning the grammar through the context, and I explain you some peculiar things about grammar and vocabulary. And then we also do exercises. So that's a free lesson of Russian for those of you who are A1, maybe A2 level. Students will also benefit from this lesson. If you haven't watched the previous classes, previous 10 chapters, please go back in my playlist and check them out. So we start with reading. День номер 11. Мы ищем маски. Сегодня четверг. День номер 11. Моя подруга написала мне утром, что возле магазина в нашем районе одна женщина продает маски, которые она делает дома. Она швея. Сегодня я должна купить маски, потому что в аптеке нет масок. Это, конечно, очень странно, но мы должны найти и купить маски. В обед я иду в магазин и покупаю немного продуктов. Я покупаю хлеб, молоко, курицу, свинину, сливочное масло, рис, макароны и яйца. Также я покупаю печенье и сгущенное молоко. Мама хочет готовить сегодня или завтра. By the way, I think it's a mistake. There should be one N. Anyway. После магазина я иду по адресу, который мне прислала моя подруга. Это не очень далеко от магазина. Может быть, 2 или 3 квартала. Я быстро нашла дом номер 159. Подъезд номер 4. Я позвонила по телефону. Алло, добрый день, меня зовут Оля. Я хочу купить маски. Я сейчас возле дома. Хорошо, подождите минуту, пожалуйста, говорит женщина по телефону. Я жду несколько минут. Высокая женщина выходит на улицу. Она улыбается. У нее большие голубые глаза и широкая улыбка. «Сколько масок?» – спрашивает она. «А сколько стоит?» – говорю я. «У меня есть маски для детей и взрослых». «Мне нужны маски для взрослых». Одна маска для взрослых стоит 100 рублей. Хорошо, тогда я хочу купить 15 масок. Хорошо. 1 минуту, пожалуйста, говорит женщина и исчезает за дверью. Я жду ее 2 или 3 минуты. Она выходит и дает мне маски. Я даю ей деньги и говорю спасибо. Ура, я нашла и купила маски. And this is the end of chapter 11. Now we are going to translate the text into English. Day number 11. We are looking for masks. Today is Thursday, day number 11. My friend By the way, подруга is friend, but it's only female friend. It's not masculine friend. Написала wrote me in the morning that near the store in our district, one lady is selling masks, which she makes at home. She is a tailor or seamstress. Today, I have to buy masks because in the pharmacy there is no masks. This is of course very strange, but we have to find and buy masks. By the way, this is what I wrote from our own experience, what was happening during COVID. So in 2020, it was hard to find masks in pharmacies. During lunch break, в обед, it means like during lunch break or at lunchtime, I'm going to the store and I'm buying some groceries some groceries. I buy bread, milk, chicken, pork, butter, rice, pasta, and eggs. I also buy cookies and condensed milk. My mom wants to cook today or tomorrow. After going to the store or after the store, I'm going at the address which to me sent my friend. This is not very far from the store, maybe 2 or 3 blocks. I quickly found building number 159, entrance number 4. I called on the phone. Hello, good afternoon. My name is Olga. I want to buy masks. I'm right now near the building. All right, wait 1 minute, please, says the lady on the phone. I'm waiting several minutes. A tall lady is coming out. Literally, на улицу means to the street. But in Russian, на улице doesn't only mean in the street, it also means outside. So she's coming out, she's smiling, she has big blue eyes and a wide or broad smile. How many masks? She is asking. How much is it? I say. Oh, I have masks for kids and adults. I need masks for adults. 1 masks for adults cost 100 rubles. All right, then I want to buy 15 masks. All right, 1 minute, please, says the lady, and it disappears behind the door. I'm waiting for her 2 or 3 minutes. She's coming out and gives me the masks. I give her the money and I say, thank you. Hooray! I found and bought masks. Okay, guys, so this is the end of translation of chapter 11. And now we're gonna dive into grammar. So if you are new on this channel and with this particular video, you can see different colors here if you're not color blinded. You can see that different colors represent different cases. In Russian grammar, there are 6 grammatical cases which represent different functions or different functions of the object, okay, of the nouns, of adjectives, of pronouns, etc. So basically, Russian words, they change within the in the sentence depending on the function that it has. That's why here, when we look at these colors, we see the function that this particular object has in the sentence. And my goal when I created this program with this idea was to actually show you the case so you could get used to the case and also see the word that goes next to this object, which actually identifies or basically shows what's the reason or what's the function of this case. Okay, so right now we're looking at this text and we see the color, red color is dominant here. So we're gonna start with genitive case because red represents genitive case. Возле магазина, near the store. So after words возле, which is a preposition meaning near, next to, we have to use genitive. And magazine is masculine noun, so we add a to the consonant. Нет масок, another genitive case, but it's a different function. This is a function of absence. We say no masks, and this is genitive plural, масок. Немного продуктов, some products. Немного also means not much, not many, but in this case it means some. Продуктов means groceries. You see, it's again genitive plural. After words like много, немного, сколько, we always use genitive plural. And the ending for genitive plural for masculine nouns is of, which sometimes sounds like of. So we already have three functions: prepositions, absence, and quantity words. Next one, another preposition, после магазина, after the store. The same thing, от магазина, from the store. Okay, the same thing, prepositions, prepositions, prepositions. And then we have, может быть, 2 или 3 квартала. Okay, 2 should also be in red, and 3. Well, we use квартала in genitive because of preposition of number 3. So because it goes before the noun kvartal, which is a masculine noun, block, we have to add a to this noun. So this is another example of genitive case. We use genitive with numbers as well. And with number 3 particularly, we have to use genitive singular. Okay. Another preposition, возле, meaning next to, the same like here. Возле магазина, возле дома. Again, genitive singular after prepositions. Again, несколько in another context. And here we had немного, sorry. Немного, несколько, different one, but this means several. Minut is a feminine noun. You can see that we don't have of, for instance, like here. Why? Because minuta is a feminine noun and we have to drop the vowel. У нее большие голубые глаза. So this is a very common way of using genitive. We talk about possession by using preposition у. We say у меня, у тебя, у нее, she has. Сколько масок? How many masks? This is another example of when we use genitive plural with words сколько, несколько, немного и много. How many masks? Okay, у меня, again, possession. Для детей, for kids. И взрослых, and adults. So you see, this is like preposition для. Для is for. We use it here many times. And then 100 rubles, 100 рублей. After 100, we use genitive plural. By the way, kids is an exception. It's not a regular one. So we don't say для детей or для детев. We say для детей. You see the different ending. The same рублей. Okay, but ruble we get this ending because it ends in a soft sign in nominative case. And also 15 masks. Also 15 masks and 3 minutes. This is all genitive case. But here genitive plural, рублей, масок. This is genitive singular because number 3 is used here. Okay, you might think, oh my gosh, there's so many different functions of genitive. Well, actually, genitive is the hardest case in the Russian language, generally. People think so, and I probably agree with this because it has the biggest number of function and the biggest number of variations of endings. That's why it's considered to be difficult. But you can see in this context, you can actually study and see how these cases are used, and when we use this, when we use that ending, so you get used to that. Second case would be here probably dative. Okay, so dative, we say она написала мне утром. She wrote me in the morning. So we use, when we say написать to someone, write someone, we use dative case. And я in the dative case would turn to be мне. По адресу, like по адресу, literally on the address or at the address. With prepositions по, we also use dative case, as well as here. По телефону, on the phone. По телефону, on the phone. You see? So 2 times we use prepositions по, or 3 times. And then she sent me. Прислала мне. She sent me. Or she called me. Написала мне, sorry. She wrote me. Прислала мне. She sent me. You see? By the way, you could change it. You could say прислала мне. But I said, который мне прислала. Sometimes it's more common to use a pronoun before the verb in the Russian word order. But you have to remember that this word order doesn't change the meaning because Russian word order is very, very flexible. Okay, we have how many times? По адресу, по телефону. Many times we have this по телефону. Remember, with preposition по, dative case should be used. And then we use мне нужны маски. I need masks. So we use dative case as well with modal verb нужно. Нужно means need, but we never say я нужно. We say мне нужно. And because маски is plural, маски, we have to use the plural form of this modal verb. So we don't say мне нужно. If you use something like a verb, for example, I need to go, you should say мне нужно идти, which would sound like мне нужно идти. But here we're talking about nouns, so нужны form is used. Next one, она выходит и дает мне маски. She gives me the masks. You see, all of this дает мне, прислала мне, написала мне. It's all like she wrote me, she sent me, she gives me. You see, it's always indirect object. She gives something to someone. This is the dative case. And then the last one, I give her the money. Я даю ей деньги. Ей is the form of она in the dative case. So this was the second case in this basically chapter, dative. Then we have accusative. Actually, a lot of accusative. I didn't just pay attention. Accusative is most commonly used case everywhere because this represents the direct object, and we use direct object every time. For example, we're looking for masks. Мы ищем маски. And if you guys already watched 10 previous chapters, you probably already know very well that masculine nouns and plural inanimate nouns, they don't change in accusative. So we'll quickly go through these verbs. Она продает маски. She's selling masks. Direct object, маски inanimate. Которые, which, meaning masks, right? It's still the object. That's why it's an accusative, but it doesn't change. Купить маски, buy masks again. Купить маски, buy masks. Okay, I will just show you all these words with masks. Then any other? Okay, дает мне маски. She gives me masks. Okay, я даю деньги. I give money. Doesn't change. Я купила маски. I bought masks. Again, doesn't change. You see? So all these are situations where maski, plural, inanimate noun, doesn't change. Now, when you talk about part of the day, you also use accusative. You say я иду в обед. Okay, в обед. So why wouldn't you say, why don't you change the ending? Well, because обед is masculine noun. I'm thinking of another example when it will change. For instance, if you talk about days of the week, okay, days of the week, like on Friday, you would say в пятницу я иду в магазин. So in this case, you say пятницу. You see, accusative case changes the ending of пятница. Okay, now another function of accusative is when you use it with direction. When you use verbs of motion like я иду, я хожу, я еду, we use also accusative case. Я иду куда? В магазин. I'm going where? To the store. Магазин doesn't change because it's masculine. Now all these, most of these don't change as well. Я покупаю, direct object. Хлеб doesn't change. Молоко, neutral, doesn't change. Масло doesn't change. Рис doesn't change. Макароны doesn't change. И яйца, plural, doesn't change. But курица, feminine, changes to курицу. Свинина, feminine, changes to свинину. Again, печенье doesn't change with direct object. Сгущенное молоко doesn't change, it's neutral noun. Yeah. And then we have another accusative when we use somebody's name. My name is Olga. In literal Russian sentence structure, we say Olga, they call me. Okay, and that's not my name is. It's actually Olga, they call me, or me, they call Olga. So this is where accusative is used again, because it's direct object. They call me Olga. Who would they call? They call me, direct object. This might sound strange. By the way, меня is the same form in accusative and in genitive. It's the same form. Look, if I say у меня есть брат, I have a brother. You see, у меня, this is genitive, and меня зовут Olga. You see, they are the same. Yeah, but They are the same, but different cases. Again, maybe it's not important to you, but those guys who need grammar, this will be very important. And then I say, wait a minute, please. Подождите минуту, пожалуйста. So we say минуту, not минута. Okay? That's why some of you, maybe you already heard this, especially if you live in Russia. Some people simply say, without this word, they simply say, минуту, пожалуйста. Like minute, please. And you might thinking, why are they saying минуту and not минута? Because they just avoid using this word подождите, which is supposed to create this function of direct object. Anyway, next one, выходит на улицу. She's going outside. So she's going to the street or outside. Why we use accusative? Because she's going out. Выходит, again, verb of motion. For the verbs of motion, accusative case should be used. Now, 1 minute, please. Одну минуту. Again, we just said this. Деньги, blah, blah, blah. We already said this. Okay, so a lot of accusative as well. And now, do we have prepositional? Yes, we have prepositional. В нашем районе. В районе, location in our district. And adjective also changes, not only noun, you see? And в аптеке, in the pharmacy. Okay, в аптеке, нет масок, good. Then, any other prepositional case? No. So a very few examples of prepositional in our text today. And do we have instrumental? Yes, only one example. In the morning, утром, in the morning. You see, now based on this text, you can already see that we have a lot of genitive, a lot of accusative, and then a little bit of dative, practically no prepositional, which is very rare. Generally, we have a lot of prepositional, right? Because prepositional case's main function is location, and we always use examples and sentences with location. Now, instrumental is quite rare. I would say dative and instrumental are the rarest cases, But you see, утром, in the morning, this is something we have to memorize. We use ending for in the morning. Anything else? Yeah, and one more example with instrumental. За дверью. За дверью means behind the door. Okay, so why do we use instrumental here? Because preposition за always requires instrumental case. So we say за дверью, за столом. By the way, a very common phrase. We say за столом, at the table. For example, we can say дети или семья сидит за столом. The family is at the table, ready to eat. За столом, ending. So ending is the most typical ending for instrumental case. But here we have you. Why? That's because дверь is a feminine noun and it ends in a soft sign. Guys, if you want to study more Russian grammar, I invite you to my course. I actually start 2 courses like later this week. A2 course and B1 course. So A2 course, this is a 3-month course with totally 40 classes, okay, 3 classes per week. This is live lessons, okay, not pre-recorded, live lessons with me. I'm your teacher. We have 40 classes in 3 months. We study everything, for A2 level, and then the same for B1 level, okay, B1 level. The schedule is different. It's generally Moscow evening time. But let me know in comments if you want to join this course, or you can simply WhatsApp me. My WhatsApp number is +7 906 438 4313. And we continue. So let's go to the exercises. By the way, I want to say that the course is only $7 per class. So the whole 3-month course would only cost $280 for you. But you can even pay in parts if you want to. So let's go to exercise 2, because exercise 1 you generally do with your teacher or with me if I'm your teacher, because it's simply, but again, if you work on your own and you can afford to hire a teacher or you don't have a language partner, the good thing is what you can do is you can read the texts, learn the vocabulary here, and then you can answer these questions to yourself. Like, кто продает маски? Who is selling the mask? And you can say, женщина продает маски. Куда идет днем Ольга? Ольга идет днем в аптеку и так далее, right? So you can practice speaking it. And the good thing is you can also practice retelling the text. This way you will build your speaking skills. Exercise 2. Fill in the prepositions. Заполните пробелы предлогами. В обед я иду в магазин. и покупаю немного продуктов. 2. После магазина я иду по адресу. По адресу. You cannot say в адресу or на адресу. 3. У меня есть маски для детей и взрослых. For kids and adults. And the last one. Это не очень далеко от магазина. This is not very far from the store. От means from. Alright, 3. Talk about yourself. How did you live in the first month of lockdown in your country? Расскажите о себе, как вы жили в первый месяц во время локдауна. 1. Из какой вы страны? Я из России. Когда начался локдаун в вашей стране? Я думаю, он начался в марте месяце 2020 года, 5 лет назад. Сколько месяцев вы были дома? Мы в России были дома не очень много, может быть 1, максимум 2 месяца. Я знаю, что в других странах люди были 3 месяца, 5 месяцев, 6 месяцев и даже больше. Ужас. Номер 4. Вы работали, учились онлайн? Да, мы работали. Я работал онлайн, и мои дети не учились онлайн, потому что они еще не ходили в школу. 5. Как вы покупали продукты во время пандемии? Я покупал продукты в магазине. Я ходил физически в магазин. Но, конечно, не очень часто. Может быть, 1 раз в 2 дня, может быть, 1 раз в 3 дня. Как часто вы ходили в магазин во время локдауна? Я уже сказал. Я ходил 1 раз или 2 раза в неделю. Итак, друзья, so friends, this is the end of chapter 11. We've done it. Next time we'll talk about day 12, police. That's going to be interesting. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed today's class. Please, if you really like this video and this format, please let me know in comments about it, and maybe I'll be doing the same classes with other books that I have written. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Пока!